Hi, this is Rúna, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Welcome to this special 5 minutes tips to change episode, sponsored by the No More Boxes World Tour. As a human being, you've either been placed into a box or you have placed yourself in a box. Hey, we all do this. And it might make sense to understand the world. It just doesn't make any sense for you or anyone else to live in those boxes if they're not serving you, if they're not giving you oxygen to breathe and to grow. The purpose of the No More Boxes tour is to introduce to a global audience the power and value of an impact of world without boxes. We're doing that through our No More Boxes breakthrough events, also known as Breakfast Club, where we are creating safe and unique space to have non-judgmental and empowering conversation, tackling the most challenging and difficult areas we face in creating a world that is diverse and productive. This is a global movement and it's already shaking the world. And if you want to join us and see a world that is harnessing people's natural talents regardless of their gender, their race, their background, their faith, their sexuality or whatever, a movement that is leading to human liberation, peace and happiness, find out more how you can join the movement, how you can join the conversation, how you can set up your own breakfast club, or even how you can sponsor one in your area. Please go to www.nomoreboxesmovement.com. And here's to our guest today. He is one of our changemakers. He is founder and CEO of 5 Institute, the creator of the Vitality Test. He's the co-creator of the No More Boxes movement and the co-author of the book, The Story of Boxes, the Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Yes, I'm talking about Nicholas Haines, speaking to us from Nottingham, United Kingdom. And his topic, how elephant and dead cats stop change and what to do about them. Meow. So Nick, how are the elephants and dead cats stopping change? And what can we do about it?
Okay, so first of all, let's look at what elephants and dead cats are, and we can look at how they stop change and then what we can do about them. So we have this saying, there's an elephant in the room. And this means that there's something in the room that nobody is actually talking about, but it's so big, it's so obvious it's there, but absolutely nobody is talking about it. So that's the elephant in the room. The dead cat comes from this idea that if you're around a dinner table, having a particular conversation, you're talking about something, someone then suddenly comes in and was to put a dead cat in the middle of the dinner table, the whole conversation would change and go, oh my God, there's a dead cat on the table. Oh my goodness. So those are two things that go on. So what dead cats basically do is they change the conversation and they move it over to the conversation around the dead cats. Now, what happens often is that, by very definition, we don't talk about the elephant in the room because it's too big to talk about or too uncomfortable or too overwhelming. Then dead cats are used often when they're trying to stop us talking about something. So you'll have a situation with politicians or media or someone we're trying to be in a particular conversation and then someone will go, like Donald Trump. So they had the conversation going on about climate change and Greta, and he then does a tweet. Hey, Greta seems a happy girl. She looks like she wants to get on with her life. Huh? That's what? And the conversation suddenly moved from climate change and Greta and what she was trying to elaborate to, hey, how can Donald Trump say this about this girl? She's clearly not happy. Is Donald Trump mad? Is he confused? She's not happy. Can't he read? And then he started going into boxes around her. Well, okay, is she on a spectrum? Does she have Asperger? Is it Asperger? Is it autism? Is it this? She's not okay. He can't read it. Perhaps so the whole conversation moves from climate change, which is where we need to have the big change, into the dead cat conversation. And what dead cats do is they are often very effective because they clash with stuff in our boxes. So we had one in the UK, big conversation about Brexit, about us leaving Europe and what that was about. There's a deep, meaningful conversation. And then we have one of our politicians, Jacob Rees-Mogg, is found to be lying across the benches in the House of Commons. And the whole conversation stops about Brexit, our relationship with Europe, meaningful things, and goes to, oh God, how could a man of this status and this education be lounging around on the benches of the Houses of Parliament? It was disrespectful. He should have known better. And the conversation moved into a dead cat conversation because he was outside his box. He was doing something that a man like him wouldn't do. And so what happens is, as soon as you see something outside the box, then it creates they're easy dead cats. How could the United States, the president of the United States, who is in a box, we have a view of him, we have a whole set of box-like characteristics that we think an American president should be like. Hey, he clashed with the box, and therefore he moved the conversation with a dead cat away from change, climate, everything. So dead cats are most effective when they create a situation where something clashes, it doesn't fit in our box. Dead cats are very effective if they clash with what we believe to be true from our energy point of view. So I get triggered, like you do. We get triggered by injustice. So if the dead cat has an injustice to it, that's terrible. Or if the dead cat it's cruel or unkind or isn't loving, then that will trigger us. So what can you do about dead cats and elephants? First of all, boxes are a brilliant way to talk about elephant in the room. They're funny, they're humorous, they're a brilliant way to talk about boxes. How do you get rid of dead cats? Just become aware. When you see, hang about, this is a dead cat, you become aware of the dead cat exists and you say, how is this triggering one of my boxes? So just talk about the elephants, use boxes. Don't talk about dead cats. They're not there to be talked about. What are they trying to cover up? Okay, that's my 5 minutes.
I love that. Talk about the elephant that is in the room and ignore the dead cat, and be the change by saying, hey, that was just a dead cat. Maybe even a smelly cat.
Even a smelly cat. Let's talk about elephants.
Let's talk about the elephants. I love that. Thanks, Nick.
Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher. And remember that you can always go to runamagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.